Summer reading is in full swing, and here today from the Champaign Public Library is Nanette Donahue. Nanette, welcome back. It's always good to have you here.
Great to be here.
Yeah, how are things going with summer reading? Is that just like kind of make things crazy over at the library? All the kids out of school?
It does. Folks love it. And we have summer reading programs for all ages. We have a kids program, a teens program, and one for adults, so nobody has to miss out on the summer reading fun.
Oh, that is awesome. I know my kids are really getting into it this summer. I think it's just the lack of, stuff to do every day, and so they just love to dig in and read a good book. So.
My kids have already finished the summer reading program.
Well, good for them. Well, speaking of good reads, you've brought a few today. Talk to me about what we're looking at, starting out with, But How Are You Really?
This is a debut novel by Ella Dawson, and it is about a 25-year-old woman who just graduated from college about 5 years ago, and she had these great dreams of moving to New York City and becoming a writer. It hasn't really panned out for her. She's working as an executive assistant for a really horrible boss, and she's really burned out, and she's kind of withdrawing socially, but it's her 5-year college reunion weekend, and she has decided that she is just going to throw caution to the wind and just have a great weekend and forget about work until the end of the weekend when the commencement speaker is her horrible boss. So she reconnects with her college friends. She reconnects with this man she dated during her senior year, who's like the one who got away. And she kind of decides how she's going to rebuild her life. This is going to resonate a lot with folks in their 20s and 30s, but anyone who went through that time period where they're just trying to figure themselves out, I think is going to find something great here.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of like The Devil Wears Prada, but with a different kind of a twist. I love just how the boss is in the room.
Yeah, he's horrible too.
Oh,
he's
my
an
goodness.
epically bad boss.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. And then next to it, we have Summer Fridays.
This is a novel by Suzanne Rindell, and it is set in 1999, which is somebody who was in her 20s in 1999. This felt so cozy and nostalgic for me. It's about another young woman who is living in New York City. She is trying to build her career in publishing. She has a boyfriend who is a high-powered attorney, and he is assigned to a really huge case right now, and so he's working extra hours. So she's feeling kind of lonely and sad. She goes to a gala with her fiance and finds that he may be having an affair with one of his colleagues. And the colleague's boyfriend is there, and he's kind of a jerk, and he's really crass, and she's like, well, at least I never have to see that guy again. But then he contacts her and says, hey, I think our partners are having an affair. Let's get together and talk about it, as you did in the 90s. Yeah, you weren't texting each other.
Right. You have people actually communicated in person. It was a real thing back then.
It really was. And so they get together, and then they decide that they kind of enjoy each other's company, and so they spend every Friday doing touristy things all around New York City and find that they're developing a little bit of feelings for each other. So they have to navigate this whole issue of she's engaged to be married, he's got a girlfriend, what are they going to do?
Oh my goodness, the plot thickens.
Indeed.
Now tell me about this last book that we have here. It's called I Hope This Finds You Well.
This is another debut. This is by Natalie Sue, and it's another workplace comedy. So for folks who enjoyed The Office, it is about a young woman named Jolene who has kind of a lousy job as an admin. She hates her coworkers and tries to get back at them by writing snarky things in her emails and then changing the font color to white so they can't see it. Well, she gets busted, and IT says, we're going to really restrict your email. But instead of restricting her email, they give her access to everybody on her team's email as well as their instant messages. And so now she has this advantage over these people she can't stand. But she soon realizes that everybody is struggling. They're all having a difficult time. This is a really, really funny book, just a stellar debut that was super entertaining. Totally enjoyed this one. Great for folks who like workplace comedies.
Well, it sounds like all of these titles are just books you could completely get lost in this summer as you dig into your summer reading list.
Indeed.
But there's a whole lot going on. Before we go here, I got to find out what's happening at the Champaign Public Library, because I do understand you have a very exciting guest coming.
We do. This Thursday at 7 p.m. we have Dr. Ellen Ochoa, who is a NASA astronaut. She was the first Latina in space, flew 4 missions on the space shuttle, and was the head of the Johnson Space Center. So this is a really huge event for us. We hope to see everyone from the community with an interest in space, with an interest in space travel at the library this Thursday.
And it's not often you get to see and meet and be in the room with somebody that has accomplished something so significant as Dr. Ochoa. So it really is, that's an incredible opportunity.
Yeah, she is stellar.
Now we got to go, but I also want to point out you guys have the studio, you guys have drop-in hours this summer.
Yes, we've got some drop-in hours for all ages. You can find the dates and times at champaign.org/events.
That's awesome, and we're going to also make sure that you're connected posted on our website, so go to ciLiving.tv after today's show, and we'll get you all the details over there. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.